Ahead of Hu's visit to Washington, business leaders from both countries are trying to find areas of cooperation. One big focus is clean energy. Well, in an exclusive interview, Bloomberg's chief Washington correspondent Peter Cook is standing by with one of the executives involved in that conversation, American Electric Power's Michael Morris. Peter, good to see you this Monday.
Good to see you, Lisa. And I am joined by Michael Morris. He's the head of AEP, one of the largest utilities in the country, serving 11 states, 5.2 million U.S. customers, if I recall correctly.
That's correct.
Tell me why it makes sense for you all to be here having conversation with your Chinese counterparts.
Well, these companies are moving forward in a very rapid pace with new technology and technology development, as are we. And part of the Asia-Pacific Partnership under the last administration, we began building these friendships and relationships. We had probably something north of 100 Chinese engineers come to Columbus, Ohio to look at the work that we do with energy efficiency and power production, to look at the 765 kV transmission grid, which is the biggest in our country,
Sure.
1,100 kV for them in China, which almost screams at the economy of scale that's there. So we hope to continue to learn from them as they in turn learn from us. And we see this as a meaningful relationship, something that we're really quite encouraged by.
But there are people who will look at this, see business executives, you know, this is symbolism. You think there's actually deals getting done? Are you all prepared to do deals with your Chinese counterparts?
We are indeed. In fact, in the next couple of days, we'll sign two very important arrangements with Hunan, the largest power producer in China, and China Grid, a massive high-voltage electric transmission and energy delivery company. In fact, when we were in China not long ago, we had a look at their energy dispatch center, and I felt I was back home. The exact same technology, very futuristic. So anyone who has a picture of China being some, 5 centuries ago or even 5 years ago backwards look is just missing what's happening in that country. It's incredibly dynamic. Tons of engineers, tons of intellect, and something that we think it's logical to take advantage of as well.
Yeah, and you were both countries trying to solve the same problem with regard to carbon. Of course, you all burn coal. So many utilities in China do as well. You've got this pilot project in West Virginia where you're trying to capture carbon. It's got a lot of attention. You are capturing carbon. Talk to me about the potential for cooperation there. Is this a technology you could see being sent over to China, and what risks are there about exchanging technology that, again, may be proprietary here?
Well, so for us, it's a very interesting undertaking because, to your point, we are capturing and storing the only integrated electric generation station in the world that's doing that, right here in West Virginia in the United States. We think that technology is clearly exportable, but the technology itself is owned by Alstom, a French engineering technology company. They, rightfully so, are extremely interested in protecting what they consider to be intellectual property. We, however, are saying, look, this is an issue that will make the world a better place. Carbon is an issue. We know it. Eventually, the world will come to some resolution, whether it's an intensity target or a gross reduction target. We'll finally come to some resolution. And they and China are working on the same things that we are, so why not exchange the experiences that we're having? We just think that's a logical way to go.
From the business perspective, how important is this visit between President Hu and President Obama? Because there are a lot of U.S. businesses that are so eager to get into China, to expand their businesses in China, perhaps even more so than AEP at this point.
Sure.
How important is this meeting in your view, and how rocky is the relationship right now?
Well, for us on the energy side, I think the relationship is very strong. It isn't the same central stage that I think you'll see in the next couple of days between General Electric and Boeing, companies like that, who truly have billions of investment opportunities in China. The relationship seems to be challenged right now on a lot of other issues, not necessarily business issues. Clearly, you already mentioned intellectual property. That's something that's dominant in all of the discussions. The ability to make investments in foreign nations and be treated in a tax sense when one comes home, that's a big issue for us at the National Business Roundtable, something that Jim McInerney of Boeing leads for all of us in that discussion. But we keep seeing signs from the administration that they're willing to take those things up, that they're willing to deal with them, not only in a national sense, but in an international sense. This is a hugely important visit to have President Hu here, and having President Obama with a state dinner and the whole red carpet rollout. It's really quite exciting.
Did you make the cut for the state dinner?
Not sure yet. We're still on the list. We're still on the list. We'll see.
All right. Michael Morris, as always, appreciate it. Thanks for joining us here on Bloomberg.
You bet, Peter. Thank you very much.
Lisa, the CEO of AEP, Michael Morris, joining us here in Washington.
All right. Thanks so much, Peter.